Hi everyone, this is Sue again from Think Forensic. Today I'm talking to another member of our staff, Angela Wann, about starting a career in forensic chemistry.
To university when I was 24. And what made me start with forensics is I just completed a health and life sciences foundation degree at Coventry University College, which is sort of like a step into higher education degree to help those that have left school and decided to come back. And what interested me most about forensics was the level of impact that science can have on the community and how it supports everybody in every aspect of society who has ever been adversely affected, and how it had such a broad level of science. I was able to do biology, I was able to do chemistry, biochemistry, pathology. I got to work with learning about explosives. It just had so many key areas that when I left, I was able to come away with experiences using so many different types of techniques and scientific equipment.
So we know that you've got a forensics degree. You've told us how you got into it, but was that the only qualification you needed?
I had to have a background in science from my GCSEs. I had to have for the foundation degree, I only had to have C level and above. For other scientific degrees, if you're going to go through the A level route, what they generally like is either a biology or chemistry A level at B grade and above to be able to go into forensics.
Yeah, a lot of our students take biology or physics. Would you recommend any other subjects for them to take as well?
If they can, I would recommend doing maths, because what a lot of people don't realise that scientific degrees involve is a lot of manipulating data and using statistics, and you have to have a very good understanding of mathematics to be able to do that. So I would recommend doing maths. But if you want something to support your forensics degree, I also recommend something along the social sciences route, like sociology, which lets you get involved with the economic side of things and how to support the quantitative science side of things.
Okay, and as regards choosing a university, is there anything to consider that you recommend?
Yeah, if for a forensic science degree, look for courses that are accredited by the Chartered Society of Forensic Science. If they're accredited by that institute, it gives you a good foothold when you start applying for jobs, because the type of learning that you've received has been supported by the Chartered Forensic Society, and it's almost like a stratifying question in interviews, and it helps you get through to the interview process, because it's such a prestigious institute to be involved with. Also, look for universities that are going to give you core experiences. I chose De Montfort University because we had the opportunity to travel during our degree. At De Montfort University, they offer three global trips that you can do as part of your degree, and one is to the South America to work with the Anthropological and Genetic Foundation for Guatemala, and another one is to go to Sweden, where you can have an involvement in the forensic chemistry side of things, and you can also have a trip to New York, where you get to interact with New York PD and New York Police Department, and they talk about how they process their cases. So look for universities that are going to give you those core experiences, because virtually every interview I've ever attended, I've been asked about those experiences.
Okay, that sounds good anyway, and just life experiences. So did you go to any of those places that you've just mentioned?
I chose the South America trip. What we did there was there was a very bad civil war that occurred in Guatemala back in the 80s, and it led to a lot of people being what they called displaced. What it actually meant was missing, most likely murdered, and consequently they have now uncovered quite a lot of mass graves. And so what the foundation does, that the trip got us involved with, is they locate these mass graves, they DNA test the bones using the DNA material that is usually found in the femur or the back molar teeth, and they take samples from relatives that have come forward, and they try and match the genetic data to the relatives to reunite the families. And because Guatemala is a Mayan culture, it allows the families to give their loved ones the proper burial rites, and it has actually also led to prosecution of those involved because they've been able to find them, and so the families have consequently got justice as well. So it was an amazing trip. We got to work with both the anthropological side, working with the human remains and looking at how they do the identifications, and we got to work with the DNA profiling side, and we also went to a exhumation site and took part in the exhumation.
You obviously got a degree in forensic science.
Yeah.
What have you gone on to do since?
So since completing my degree, I got a first, and I was able to jump from my bachelor's degree to a PhD, and I started that with Kingston University in collaboration with De Montfort University. And what I do there is I look for toxins generated from food production processes, and use metabolomics to analyze the analytes that have come up in those foods and report back to them. I'm currently specialising in cod liver oils and marine polyunsaturated oils.
Okay, and have you been able to use your experience so far and your qualifications outside of university?
Yes, I was able to, during the pandemic, it presented a lot of challenges for my studies. We obviously couldn't attend university, which meant I couldn't run experiments, but because of my genetic profiling experience from my forensic science degree, I was able to get a job at a COVID testing lab. And what I do is I do the RNA extraction from the virus, ready to be profiled for positive and negative results.
Good, brilliant. So you've been, like you said initially, been helping the community in any case in a slightly different way.
Yeah, it's important to be adaptable to especially times like this. It's you just got to work with what's available, and I'm really I feel very privileged that I'm able to be a part
Any
of
advice for people who are just thinking about a career path at the moment?
A career in science is very, very rewarding. It is very high pressured when you get inside a high throughput laboratory like what I've got in, but it's very, very rewarding, and most of the time you are rewarded with great people that are like-minded thinkers like you. So please keep persevering. The getting into the job market will feel tough, but you will get there. There will be someone out there that will give you that chance, that will see your worth in your degree, and they will get you into the science place, and you will be very happy.
Okay, well, thanks very much today. That's been absolutely brilliant. I'm sure that the students will get a lot out of what you've had to say for them.
Thank you.